Hi there, Eric Bakker, naturopath. How do I reduce Candida in my body? How can I reduce the population of Candida in my body? This is a good question. There's a couple of approaches you can use to reducing the Candida albicans population in your body. You can do this either very quickly and acutely, like some people try to do, to put in a very strong kill program very quick, or you can do my method, which I much more prefer you would do because it's going to lessen the aggravation. And also, B, it's going to make sure that you're probably going to eradicate this infection permanently. And that's your aim. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video now. I'm pretty sure of it. Who in their right mind wants to keep having Candida over and over again, having itch, irritation, all these awful symptoms? It's something that you want to get rid of, then this is the way you're going to do it. So try the slow approach, okay? I give you a little analogy about Candida. I started to keep bees a while ago because I'm a beekeeper. And if you keep bees or have a beehive like I have, you'll soon realize that all hives will eventually contain a parasite called the Varroa mite. And unfortunately, Varroa got introduced into New Zealand in 2000. We were one of the last countries in the world that had this mite. It's become a nightmare for a lot of beekeepers. So how we went around this is a good way to really eradicate Varroa is you can do it the conventional way and use very powerful drugs, strong drugs. And these drugs, unfortunately, are necessary even by myself to use as a beekeeper. But this is how I do it. I tend to treat the hive organically 2 or 3 times throughout the year with a mild organic treatment. And then usually after I take the honey out in the fall, or in the autumn as we call it in the southern hemisphere, then I will treat with a chemical to reduce the population down by about 99% of the mite. So I can go into spring with a strong hive. And I make sure that the honey is taken out of the hive before the chemical goes in. Now this is a similar approach you could think about with Candida. Okay, I'm not violently opposed pharmaceutical medications like nystatin. I'm not really keen on the Zol drugs at all. I think they give too many side effects and create strong strains of yeast. But also the chemicals I would use in the hive, if I use them too much, the yeast are going to get, the mites are going to get resistant to these drugs and become stronger in their attack on the hive. So it'd be stupid of me to use strong chemicals all the time in the hive like some commercial keepers do. I would use a very small amount of this chemical in the fall, which I've recently completed, and I had a 99% mite drop. So how do you achieve this with Candida? Well, again, look at the causes of why you got Candida. Look at the alcohol consumption. Look at the carbohydrate consumption. Look at all the foods and the things that actually feed up the yeast. Doesn't it make sense to cut these foods out, reduce them from the diet? It makes a lot of sense. Right? This is going to reduce the population of Candida. So when you do finally try and eradicate it, you've got less population to eradicate and less aggravation on your part. Okay? And it's the same with the mite. If I knock the mite numbers down during the year regularly, come fall, I don't have to use a lot of chemicals because I haven't got a major infestation. Okay? Same in your body. Start reducing the population of Candida by reducing the foods for these yeasts, and then you're going to have less numbers to get rid of. Okay? Natural antifungals work quite well, and in most cases you don't need to use pharmaceutical drugs. There are very good antifungal products that are out there currently that can be used. So I'll talk a lot more about that in other videos. So reduce your population regularly throughout the year, or throughout the months, and then when it comes to eradicating and permanently wiping it out, it'll be much easier for you to do that. And that's how you're going to get relief, is a permanent resolution from a yeast infection, low numbers to wipe out when you need to wipe them out, and reducing the population at other times. So you're going to feel better all around and have an easier time to eradicate this yeast infection. I hope this video is of use to you and answers some of your questions. Thank you.